Hey, it's Mr. Honish. Welcome to You Review in 2. Today, rough topic, the Atlantic slave trade and something called triangular trade. Once colonies were set up in North America, there was a lot of labor to be done and some not so great ways of getting the labor force there to do it. So while we like to talk about the Pilgrims and the Mayflower and all this stuff in about 1620, meanwhile, starting in 1619, the first enslaved Africans showed up in British colonies in the Americas. There was a big need for this from the Europeans' perspective because once they realized there's no gold here, they had to turn their attention to different ways to make money. So places like Jamestown were trying to churn out cash crops. They're trying to grow crops to sell for money. A lot of those crops were very labor intensive and they needed people to do the labor. So they started expanding a network called triangular trade, where slaves were being imported from Africa, raw materials were being sent from the Americas back to Europe, and then Europe was manufacturing goods to send out and make money. Everything about slavery was horrible. Obviously, humans are being treated as property. When we look at our big question of how democratic was America at any given time, slavery is not democratic at all. Primary sources show us how terrible slavery was. You have diagrams of slave ships packed to the brim, using shelving, giving these people no more than 4 square feet of space to be transported across an ocean. You have mothers being split up from their children based on the decision of a purchaser. They're being treated as property, not as humans. This is going to create a terrible dynamic in the Americas, and it is a dark, dark stain on our legacy as a country, and definitely not an example of democracy in the early days.